Hello and welcome to episode 45 of the TEW 2016 Challenge Run. We are booking the Extreme Rules Raw branded pay-per-view here on June week 4 Saturday, and I am excited, to be quite frank, because I have enjoyed the build to both of this and a Battleground. So let's see if the show lives up to the hype. We start with an abysmal pre-show match. It's Candice LeRae defeating Aaliyah. It would be, yeah, this is correct. Okay, I was going to say it's not a tainted win, it's a clean victory, but Tainara Conley would be at ringside with Aaliyah cheering her on, and she would try and distract Candice LeRae throughout the match, but towards the end of the match, Fandango would walk out after his promo on Raw, and he would stand next to Conley and he'd cheer Aaliyah on too. And Tainara would look at him like, "What the fuck are you doing, mate? We don't want you out here." And he'd keep getting closer to Conley on the outside, cheering on Aaliyah, until eventually he would try and slowly put his arm around Tainara at ringside, and she'd be like, slap him away. And every time Fandango would encroach closer, she'd run away from him, meaning she was now ran to the back. So Aaliyah has no friends at ringside because Fandango scared her off, and Candice LeRae picks up the win with apparently the Heartbreaker. Is that the move? I can't remember what the move is. The top rope thingy-mabobby that Candice LeRae does. We get the opening segment, which is just the hype package, hyping some of the top matches here tonight. The Universal title match, Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, and EC3. AJ Styles and Adam Cole Lumberjack match, Becky Lynch and Ruby Riott Women's Championship cage match, and Last Man Standing match, Bray Wyatt and Shinsuke Nakamura. But we open with Raw Tag Team Championships, Elimination Tables match, and I actually don't have to change much here because I guess that can stay, because the finish, it will be a nice back and forth. And towards the end of the match, there'd be a table in the middle of the ring, and the Revival would go to hit the Shatter Machine on one of the Usos through the table to eliminate them. But the Uso would reverse it mid-flapjack. But it would be evidented and noted by the announcers that even if that didn't happen, he was overshot and one table wasn't going to be enough. So this leads to the Revival getting back on top, getting a second table and placing it next to the other table in the middle of the ring. They'd go to deliver the Shatter Machine to one of the Usos to eliminate him, when the other Uso would slide in, hit Scott Dawson with the super kick, and he'd fall backwards on the other table. Then the other Uso would jump on the table, leap over, hit Dash Wilder, place him on the table. Then they'd take opposite corners, double splash through both tables on both members of the Revival, eliminating both at the same time, and the Usos retain the Raw Tag Team titles. Dolph Ziggler and Cedric Alexander have their match, and it goes not a nice period of time, because I think they could probably have a good match together if you give them enough time. Cedric looks like he's got the win in the bag when Shelton Benjamin comes to the ring, and Shelton Benjamin was the opponent that Cedric Alexander lost to when Dolph Ziggler first screwed him, and he distracts the referee, allowing Dolph Ziggler to hit him either with a weapon or a low blow and get the zigzag and score the win. So Shelton Benjamin coming to the aid of Dolph Ziggler here tonight at Extreme Rules. Backstage segment, Tyler Breeze getting ready for his match when he's approached by Conti and Aaliyah, and they're like, "Breezy," and he's like, "Are you going to be coming out with ringside with me later on tonight?" They say, "No, we've had our match and we need time to rest. We just want to have a word with you about your friend Fandango." And he's like, "Dango, what did he do?" Tell him to stop being such a creepy bastard, and to leave us alone, and we're not interested in him. And Breeze is like, he's like, oh, Dango. He goes, I'll talk to Dango. Don't you worry about it. Just stay in my locker room, and I'll be back in there when I'm the United States champion. Here's the ladder match. Flip Gordon, Tyler Bate, Cruiserweight Championship on the line. And Flip Gordon would have the match won. He'd be slowly climbing up the ladder. He'd be facing the hard cam. No, he wouldn't. He'd be facing back to the hard camera. And Paige is helpless on the outside of the ring. She's trying to get in, but the referee's like, no, stay on the outside. When Flip Gordon would get his hands on the Cruiserweight title, but Paige from the outside, just like she did 2 weeks ago on 205 Live, would take off a heel and toss the heel at Flip Gordon on the top of the ladder, nailing him in the face with it. And Tyler Bate would get in the ring slowly. After Flip Gordon's been taken out, he's taken a tumble on top of the ladder. Tyler Bate would pull the championship down and retain the Cruiserweight title, thanks to help from Paige. We then get a hype video for the United States Championship Fatal 4-Way match. In the blow-off, as these four have been at each other's throats for months, and the man who comes out on top is current champion Johnny Gargano. And in the match, we'd have Samoa Joe and Mustafa Ali on the outside. Joe would hit, I'd say, Johnny Gargano with a big uranagi on the floor, when Mustafa Ali would jump off the apron onto Joe's back and have him like standing, trying to sleep a hold as he wiggles around on Joe's back. Joe's still on his feet, and he would back into the, I guess it's not really the barricade, like the timekeepers area, little wall they stick out that Roman Reigns used to spear people through a lot. And he'd walk away from that and then turn around and pick up speed and slam his back first through the timekeeper's area. Mustafa Ali still on his back. They both take a tumble, leaving just Gargano and Breeze. And similar to the match on Raw, where they got distracted by Joe and Ali fighting on the outside, Gargano would be distracted by this again. Breeze would try and roll him up. He'd get the two, but then as Gargano kicks out, he'd transition it into a Gargano escape, and Tyler Breeze would submit, and Gargano retains the United States Championship. We then get Bray Wyatt and his friends backstage in the spoopy room. Alexander Wolf is still hearing crazy voices in his head, saying, she's coming for me, Bray. And Bray says, oh, it'll all be alright, Alex, because she won't be coming for you if I'm here, because I'll protect you no matter what. And then Bo would go up to him and he'd be like, do you want us to come? And he'd shush Bo away and he'd be, no, brother. You stay here with Wolfie. I can handle this on my own. I'm here. As we get into the last man standing match, where Bray Wyatt cannot handle this on his own. He's beaten by Shinsuke Nakamura. When there'd be chairs involved. Bray Wyatt would have a chair, he'd be holding a chair. When Shinsuke would run up and hit a Kinshasa, but it would bounce off the chair. Bray would have the chair in his face, so effectively holding the chair to his face, and the Kinshasa would smash the chair in his face, and that would knock Bray Wyatt out for a 10. Hype video for the Women's Championship Steel Cage match. Becky Lynch and Ruby Riott, 1-on-1. The only way to win is pinfall, submission, or escape the cage, which is the option that Becky takes. She escapes the cage. Don't really have a specific sort of way she would go about it, but I imagine she'd drop from the top before Ruby. They'd both, like, Ruby would be trying to climb one side, Becky would climb another. Or, like, Ruby would be at the top and Becky would pull, it'll be the side nearest the announce table, and Becky would stand on the tiptoes on the top rope and reach up and grab Ruby by her leg, pull her down, and sort of hit the exploder, but the way I'm imagining it is just Becky's on the top rope, reaching up to Ruby, who's laying on the top of the cage, grabs the leg, sort of pulls her down a little bit, then grabs behind her neck, and just sort of throws her backwards. But Becky would fall off as well, because to make it look like more of an exploder. But that would knock Ruby down, and Becky would go through the cage door, because that doesn't happen just fair enough. Doesn't happen often enough where someone just fair and square knocks someone down so they can walk through the cage door. So we'll do it here. Hype segment, lumberjack match. Adam Cole, the Undisputed Era has been neutralized as the entire Raw roster stands outside the ring for an 92A Adam Cole and AJ Styles lumberjack match. You see a lot of shenanigans of AJ being thrown to the outside and the UE tossing him back in. AJ tossing Cole to the outside and the babyface is tossing him back in the ring. And obviously shenanigans of Adam Cole leaving the ring on the side with the Undisputed Era on, so he can just chill outside for a bit, despite it being a lumberjack match. But then there'd be chaos. We do probably some superplex by AJ to Adam Cole to take out all of the UE below. But specifically, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable are very aggressive towards Adam Cole on the outside. I guess Kurt Angle as well, since he's their manager, but he's not wrestling. And they'd keep tossing him back. Adam Cole would, after the UE's been taken out, he'd be stood out on that side of the ring, and there's no one to stop, no one to throw him back in. And American Alpha would storm round and throw him back in the ring. Phenomenal forearm. AJ Styles gets the win.
Hello there. It is me here, Mr. MLG voiceover guy here, to be your special guest commentator for this hot Extreme Rules main event, because Connell is a moron, and decided to take his dog out right there, because he was being noisy, instead of, having dog noises in the background of this main event. So he took him out, and when he recorded this part after his voice didn't save, at all, not even in shitty quality like the Battleground pay-per-view will be, because he recorded that straight after still with the shit audio, but that will at least have Connell speaking, and not me. Anyway, the main event is Seth Rollins defending his WWE Universal Championship in a triple threat match against both Braun Strowman and EC3. This segment is just the hype video. You're not missing any of that super awesome Connell TEW booking that you came to see. It's just a way for Connell to cheese more heat onto his story. We are about to get into the match. What will it score? I wonder. I do. Oh my gosh, would you look at that? A 96 a star. I sure do wish Connell wasn't such a moron and recorded his audio correctly, because he was practically coming his pants here, but now because of a stupid fucking dog you'll never hear it. I'm sure you're absolutely devastated. Anyway, Seth Rollins scores the win over Braun Strowman and EC3 when he pins EC3 with a curb stomp. Seth and EC3 would have formed a mini alliance during the match and helped gang up on the monster among men, and when he was neutralized, EC3 tries to roll up Seth, but he kicks out and hits the curb stomp to pin him. Oh yay, what a great match, but Connell is a cunt, so his live reaction and practical softcore pornography to this are a lost relic. Blame my dog. Can I get a hashtag fuck that dog in the comments? Here we see Connell clicking everything on the screen to see how in the world Braun fucking Strowman got a 96 rated match whilst he cleans himself up. I love how the two singles matches at Money in the Bank and Backlash were shit, but this was fucking amazing. Now we wait for the moron controlling this in the past to click end show, so we can see what we got. Oh no, wait, I forgot he put in this Seth Rollins celebration segment, because he thought the match would be an 82B, and that this would drag the show rating up, when in reality it did the opposite. Oh look, a 95A. Or is that a 96? I can't tell because of the way Connell's shitty video editor compresses files and I cannot be asked to open it in VLC either way. It's Connell's best show yet. He's going to hug Seth, Braun and EC3 because they made him jizz himself. He would usually hug Becky here, but he can only hug 3 people. Plus Connell has already cummed himself once, so him not hugging Becky is probably for the best. Now look at fat boy Kevin Owens as I do Connell's outro. That was a banger of a PPV. Yes it was. Tune into Raw on Monday, where we will begin the month-long UK tour, and the road to Insurrextion begins. This has been Connell TEW and MLG Meme Guy, and until next time my friends, keep on being meme lords. Cheers Jeff.